As I begin the long walk past the 5-foot bed, past the back doors, past the front doors, up to the Wrangler-inspired front end, Jared here with CarBuzz.com, and I am here to introduce you to the 2020 Jeep Gladiator. I'm here in sunny Miami, Florida at an event called Topless in Miami, where we are getting to drive all of the latest and greatest convertible and panoramic roof cars. And this being a Jeep, of course, that top comes off and you can enjoy it. I have been wondering why Jeep hasn't made a pickup truck for years, but now they finally have here with the 2020 Gladiator. And I want to point one thing out to you. This is more than a Wrangler with a bed. Although it looks like a Wrangler in the front, it shares a lot of its chassis components with the Ram 1500, and it is much more refined. So let's go ahead and get it out on the road and see how the Gladiator drives. All right, so now I'm behind the wheel of the 2020 model year Jeep Gladiator. Now this is one of the most hotly anticipated vehicles of the year. We just saw spy shot after spy shot of this, and for decades we've been asking Jeep why they haven't built a truck, and yet finally here it is. So this one that we're driving here is the 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 with the mild hybrid assist. So it's good for 285 horsepower. You can have that mated to either a 6-speed manual. We've got the optional 8-speed auto. I really want to try one of these out with the manual because I'm a pretty big lover of manuals, but I think most people are probably going to order these with the automatic. Anyway, we've got the roof open because it's a beautiful day here in Miami. You've got a couple of different roof options that you can choose. We have sort of like a basic soft top. It sort of folds back and you can kind of pick where you want it to fall back to, so you don't have to have it back all the way, which is pretty nice. It's kind of weird how it kind of bunches up back there. You would think that you might be able to like feel it drag, but not so much. It seems like it's fine back there, and you get tons of air. Like I'm telling Jeep that they're gonna sell 1 million of these. They're not gonna be able to keep these in stock in Florida because everybody in Florida wants a pickup truck. Everybody in Florida wants a Jeep Wrangler. Everybody wants a pickup truck that they can take the roof off of. Ergo, they're gonna not be able to keep these in stock at dealerships. So what does the Gladiator drive like? Well, we haven't had an opportunity to take it off-road, which is where it really thrives. So hopefully I can get one of these in for a week to test and we can do some real off-roading with it, because this thing has off-road settings up the wazoo. But on the road, it's definitely more refined than the old Wrangler used to be. Now, Wranglers have never been the most refined vehicles, but for the most recent generation, the JL took a massive leap forward in terms of driving ability on the road. Now, this isn't actually a Wrangler with a bed. So if you think that, oh boy, are you wrong. This is, although it does relate in some ways to the Wrangler. It is based on its own platform, and it actually borrows a lot of parts from the Ram 1500. So in terms of how it drives, I do get a feel of driving a full-size truck here, more so than a Wrangler. And a lot of people, it's hard to put the Gladiator into scale unless you see it in person, because I've had a lot of people say to me, oh, that's cool, it's like a Wrangler with a bed. I'm like, yeah, it kind of looks like a Wrangler with a bed, but when you see it in person, you realize that it's so much more than that. This thing is gigantic. It's very long. It has like the same size bed you'll find on a full-size truck, which means that you can do a lot with it. It has a payload of 1,600 pounds. You can tow 7,600 pounds, which is the best in the mid-size segment. There's also going to be a 3-liter twin turbocharged V6 diesel version coming along later, so that's going to be completely full of torque. So if you're a big fan of diesels, then that's going to be a great engine for you to look at. I don't have too much information about it yet, but it should go on sale later this year. Yeah, so in terms of ride comfort, I think the added wheelbase of this over a Wrangler definitely helps a lot. It definitely smooths it out. The steering is still very Wrangler-ish. Like, you definitely, very light. It doesn't really go exactly where you point it, but then again, you're not really going to find a lot of trucks that drive like sports cars, except for maybe the Ford F-150 Raptor. So if you're coming into this wanting like a dynamic steering experience, which I don't know why you would, this definitely isn't that. But as far as driving it on the road, I think you're going to be much happier with the Gladiator. If you own like a JK Wrangler, that's the previous generation before this current one, this is going to feel like a massive upgrade to you in terms of livability, and the bed back there is just icing on the cake. And as I wrap up driving the 2020 Jeep Gladiator, I find very little faults with it. I think Jeep is going to have only one problem on their hands, and that is they're not going to be able to stock them quick enough, especially here in Florida, where people want pickup trucks, people want Wranglers, people want to take the roof off their vehicle, and now all of those have been combined into one thing. It's pretty much perfect. And if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, be sure to subscribe to the CarBuzz YouTube channel and download our apps on iOS and Android to keep up with the latest and greatest in automotive news and to see more reviews just like this one. Hope you've enjoyed the video. See you next time.